All right, guys, we are about to get started here. And in order to ring in what is going to be a very exciting stream, we're about to hear the new version of this tune that my friend Rob made for me. Recently sent me a new mix of it. We're going to play it live, rip it through a loop or two, and then the show begins. So I want to just, once again, say thank you to those of you who have come to say hello so far, and we're looking forward to having a great show today. Here we go. Rob Jansen, everybody. All right, guys, we are getting into it, making our way to it, getting things started. Very excited. I am having some weird camera issues. There seems to be some like desync going on to a certain extent, so apologizing for that in advance, although hopefully my face is the least of your worries in today's conversation. So give me just one moment and we are going to get things started. check, 1, 2, check, 1, 2, check. Ha. Okay. We're getting there. We're getting there. It's been a day. This version has a lot more, like, foreboding at the end. I feel like it punches a little bit harder, and then... Beautiful. Welcome, guys. It's nice to have y'all here today. I think this is going to be a little bit of a weird, short show. But a friend of mine says I should talk about this, so I'm going to do it. So as many of you may or may not know, there have recently been a series of convoys going on in Canada. One out in Alberta that is blocking like a really important border crossing. We have a Freedumb convoy that has occupied essentially Ottawa for I think almost a week, if not more now. And this weekend, we had a large convoy of truckers show up in the city of Toronto. So when that started happening, and I was just on the Toronto subreddit, people had been mentioning something called the Zello chat. They kept saying, oh, they're saying this on the Zello chat. They're saying that on the Zello chat. So I'm like, what the fuck is Zello? Like, I'd like to know more about this. Would you like to know more? So I inquired. And it turns out that Zello is an application that you can get for... Sorry, I'm just going to do the screen share here. Okay. Maybe later. No, eh? Come on. I swear I had this working before I actually tested it. I made sure that I could make this work. Fuck. All right, hold on a second. Let me just restart the program. You know, I'm not paying for it too. That's probably where they got me. Lonely screen. Okay, let's cast to lonely screen. Very well could be my phone too fucking up. Oh, there we go. Maybe later. I also want to make sure the audio is going to lonely screen because there are audio clips as well that we're going to go through and listen to as well. Sorry, you can tell I really got my shit together today. Okay, here we go. Going to show you guys the chat now. So Zello is essentially a like walkie-talkie kind of push-to-talk application where you can just send. So I'll just like. You know, you have your accounts. I signed up as an individual called Tarn Krasny. I am Czech. I thought I'd try and go with a photograph that might, you know, endear me to the populace. So I went with No Neck Mark and called myself Tarn. I haven't engaged in the chat a lot. I've said a couple things just to like stir up a pot here or two, but like really have just been sort of sitting quietly and listening because they've been just like kicking people who even ask some of the most basic questions, which is one of the things I'm actually excited to show you guys. So let's go. So anyway, Zello is you can have friends, you can chat with each other, you can send voice messages. Or you can have like a group chat. And so there is this Freedumb Convoy group chat that you guys can have see. I don't know how like deep into the weeds we need to go showing off all the usernames and stuff like that. There is going to be a fair bit of that exposed anyway. Yesterday, at sort of the peak of the convoy, there was about 370 people on this convoy. So it's reduced by about 100 people since then, and there's a couple of reasons for that. One, they've ostensibly given up on protesting today. They've said that numerous times to the chat is there's nothing really official going on. The leadership is regrouping, blah, 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 blah. And all of that seems to be like a fairly direct result of what the Toronto police did in terms of shutting off their access to the major thoroughfares on the way to Queen's Park. For those of you who are not familiar with Toronto, I will show you exactly. Later we're going to build a VM. I don't know if anyone's interested in that, but we're going to build a virtual machine really quickly using Kali Linux so that we can maybe look at things we don't normally want to look at, or, protect ourselves from being doxxed or outed if we're participating in some kind of a forum or somewhere where we don't want it necessarily leaked back to us, right? So, or for researching, mostly for research. That's what I would like to say. It's for research. So, oh wow, I totally forgot what I was just going to show you guys. Oh, the closures. So if we go to like maps.google.ca, and if I show you downtown right now, it looks like they've opened up. That's impressive. Okay, wow. So it's actually like, it looks like the road closures are over. So I can show you from the Toronto subreddit. Let's go here. And so that was the road closure. So a major chunk of like downtown Toronto was essentially shut off. They ended up extending the road closures even higher, because once the truckers realized that they couldn't get into Queen's Park, or they couldn't effectively get all their trucks through there, they tried going north to what's called Mel Lastman Square. That was also not successful because the cops apparently cut them off the pass, stopped them from getting in, or at least reduced their ability to gain access to that particular location. And so what it ended up doing is causing some of the truckers to basically congregate in places like Bloor and Avenue Road, Avenue in Davenport or DuPont or whatever. But what they couldn't do is they couldn't like congregate in major areas like that. And so what they end up just doing is like driving around the city repeatedly and just trying to find a place. Like you'll see some of the chaos in the Zello chat here in a second, and I think it'll illustrate my point. But anyway, so these guys, they decide, hey, we're gonna come downtown, we're gonna fuck your shit up, and it didn't really work that way, thankfully. So let me just set this. Hope this works again without bugging out. Perfect. So this is the Zello chat. Let's start diving in. We're going to go all the way back to the beginning of when I joined. Okay. This is another thing you're going to see a lot, is there's going to be a lot of blocking and a lot of muting. Wow. Okay, here we go. We're going to go all the way back to the beginning. And I just want to show you guys just like, this is how far back it goes, right? I was in it since yesterday. I think I joined like pretty late. It'll tell you what time I joined here. 3:41 p.m. So the protest started around like noon. Like there were not a lot of trucks or a lot of things going on anywhere before that. It took them, I guess, a little while to wake up and get here. But anyway, so housekeeping. Be nice to the police officers. Be courteous. Offer them a water bottle if you have extra. Clean up after yourself. And most importantly, stay safe. If you see something illegal happen, take pictures and videos. Report to police. Do not engage or encourage any acts of violence. This is a peaceful protest. So we looked at Patriot Front the other day, and this is something, like, I'm not saying that these guys are necessarily corroborating, but this is something you're starting to see the right, at least in my opinion, get a better handle of, as they do acknowledge, they're like, we actually have to start having more peaceful, non-violent, like, we have to kind of stop looking like raving lunatics in order for people to take us seriously. There is an air of them picking up on that, at least from my impression of analyzing some of their chatter here. So, garbage trucks have gone by, blah, 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 blah. So protesters are harassing people at local shops on Bloor. Stop honking. We get the point. Jesus Christ. So this is when there was a lot of sorry, there's a lot of like trolls. Like I'm not a troll. I really, well, okay, I'm a troll, but like I didn't go in there explicitly to kick up dust or cause any issues. I went in there mostly to like fly on the wall and check it out, right? So you'll notice a lot of these people get shut down pretty quickly. So huge fun crowd at Bloor Street in Queens Park, and this is a theme you're gonna see consistently. Is it's fun, it's a party, it's a we're having such a good time, you know, it's all about peace and love. I'll let them do the talking. So instantly this Kathy person blocks any dissent in this group, by the way, is instantly met with like a block and a ban.
Just an update to everybody that's within the Convoy for Freedom chat and Zello. This is a mod and admin voice chat only. Other than that, everything may be sent by a message. We have done this to protect, as we have been overloaded with the trolls. Sorry about the inconvenience, and hopefully soon we'll be able to open that up.
Okay.
Andrea, I have posted in the chat.
So anyway, so is there another more active channel for us to check out? Kathy has blocked Maplewood from the channel. Like any kind of, again, any questioning, like even this guy, Freedumb Man 1888, you know, he says, hey, that link, and it did. I tested this link she sent, and it took me to some like random ass website that was broken. And then, like, Kathy has blocked Freedumb Man from the channel, like, instantly. So there's no room for dissent or moving away from their message. Now, that there's two sides to that coin. The one side is that allows them to maintain like an air of plausible deniability or be able to distance themselves from anyone who engages in violent rhetoric, anything that's like not kosher, let's say, to use the vernacular I'm sure they all would. Anyway, so is there another GTA Zello channel? People are posting like all kinds of links. Canada Free. That's the new GTA channel, Not Busy. Let's listen to some more.
Good afternoon, everybody. This is for all the followers in the Convoy for Freedom to Toronto Convoy. We have put out multiple messages due to the police presence and blocking all highways, etc. off. Most of the convoy will be between Phillips Square and the Mal Lastman Square. So the majority of them actually are at the Mal Lastman Square.
Okay.
The Orangeville convoy is parked on Avenue Road up to Davenport, and they're going to stay put until they get further instructions from Toronto Police on where to go. Otherwise, there are lots of big rigs parked here and the whole 250 cars behind it.
That's in my neck of the woods. Represent. The police are with us. We got this convoy. There's a lot of interesting chatter about like the police supporting, and just to be like clear, as much as I am a reasonable person who typically is like the principle of ACAB, I find like, yeah, I get it, but like I don't think all of them are, but I get anyway. In this case, like ACAB, like all cops are bastards. Like you see them just like giving these people thumbs up, and like it's like it's like Al Qaeda, like the States. It's like you're giving the Canadian like version of the Taliban a thumbs up. Like it's a semi-treacherous gesture, right? And so I find it particularly important to see, you know, I know not probably every cop is on board with the protesters, but there's a lot of videos that you can see of them smiling and high-fiving each other. Also, while we do this, we're simultaneously going to set up a Kali Linux virtual machine. All you need to do this is download Oracle VirtualBox. You can just Google it, download it, and then get yourself from the Kali Linux website a OVA file that you can actually open easily in VirtualBox. You can set up all the properties. You can say like how many CPUs you want it to have, how much RAM you want it to have. We can say, yeah, this is all good. Let's do it. Import. Requires that you agree to terms and conditions. Absolutely. I love agreeing. I love agreeing to terms. Okay, so anyway, we'll keep the chats going here, and I'll show you guys. So, where's the Scarborough convoy at? You're gonna see a lot of people asking, like, where are things? What is happening? What is happening? And not a lot of answers to those questions. So
The Orangeville crew with the 10 rigs is at Davenport and Avenue. They're at Davenport and Avenue. The police are aware that we have stopped and parked. I am going up and down to all the 250 cars and letting them know they can either stop there and park, or that's it.
There's a lot of this language. You're like, be safe, have fun. Police are closing all ways into Mel Lastman Square. Police are on our side. My nephew is a cop. It's like, okay, cool.
To everybody online right now.
This is a fresh.
Somebody tell me how Queens Park is doing right now. Can I get an update from Queens Park, please?
Wait, what's happening? Which message is playing? Okay, let me try and find my place again here. Represent. Okay. Oh, okay, hold on a second. So, please.
For anyone trying to get to Lastman.
Oh, stop playing messages. Thank you. Sorry. Got to be careful of that because it just keeps playing if you're not careful. So they're closing all ways into Mel Lastman Square. The police are on our side. My nephew is a cop. So there's a lot of that. Yo, sorry. Hey, Neil, I'm watching chat. I didn't even notice you were there. They're all up in here. They seem to all be quite comfortable chilling. So, everyone remember to stay respectful of the emergency vehicles, peaceful, respectful, and hold the line. God bless. There's a lot of that in this chat. They do not tolerate any conversations of like violence. They're barely even entertaining like vax, no vax. They're like, this isn't about vaxes, even though it is. Like they're like, it's just about the freedom. And anyway, we're gonna get to my analysis of that. But my husband is a police officer. They really want to support us, but can't because of higher ups being pro mandate. Shameful. Yeah, police upholding the law. It's a super fucking shameful thing for them to do. Queen Street, POU spotted near CNE grounds. They took our jobs. That's definitely someone. Oh, that's definitely a South Park reference. That has to be like Ducker Derbs. Is the convoy still circling anywhere? Where's the best to drive in? Looks like everything's shut down. No one driving or moving, right? Hold on a second, let me check something here. Donna there, horses stop trolling, be a part of the movement. Oh my god. They just opened the Gardner East. Who should replace Trudeau? Okay, don't get political, you'll get banned. Sorry, like that's it. End of conversation. Conversation's over at that point. I love this. Get the facts, you stupid fucks. Like this is where some of I think the people are just like basically breaking into a rage and can't handle it anymore. They're like, just fuck, I gotta say something. Like I even you'll see where I tried to stir the pot a little bit, but I can't believe how many people are down here. I'm not a mod. My friend was banned for talking about a website that was naming truckers. Vaccine killed Betty White. Stay safe. Looking to get in the last minute. All routes blocked. So this is where it starts to fall apart. And what time are these messages at? 4:21.
Everybody online.
So like, I joined this around like 3 o'clock. And by like 5 o'clock, these people were like lost. They didn't know where to go. They didn't know what to do. So this Spartan Pete guy is interesting because he caused some drama. Like there's some shit near the end where people are like, he's like taking over the chat or blah, 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 blah. And the mods of this chat end up like kicking this fucking guy out. So I know it's a spoiler, but Spartan Pete is going to be a reoccurring character in our story here as we go deeper down the rabbit hole.
Right now, can anybody tell me how Queens Park is doing right now. Can I get an update from Queens Park?
And there's going to be a lot of messages like this where it's just like people repeating themselves, a lot of repetition, and the common theme there is they have no framework for communicating with one another, right? They don't have a messaging protocol, right? In terms of like what's acceptable to talk about, how you communicate, where you are, your cord. Like there's no organization for many of this. But anyway, busy at Avenue and Bloor. Queen's Park is basically empty. Blocked. Who got blocked? Glayseg? Who's that? I don't even see. Oh, get the vax, you stupid fucks. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Downtown party in Bloor Avenue. McDonald's is pro mandate. Beware. McDonald's follows the law. Beware. Okay, we'll give Spartan Pete some more airtime here.
For anyone trying to get to Lastman, Beecroft, south of Finch.
So he was communicating open routes that you could still get to Mel Lastman Square. You know, like, I'm at Queen Street. My brother's coming from QEW. Like, we're meeting for beers somewhere after. Like, okay. They're not coming to Brampton. It's Welland. Beers in Queen's Park. How do you join? Okay, so how do you join the other channel? Now, I never found the other channel. I didn't want to go further down the rabbit hole. Can we post the QRs to other channels and get them to join here? I'm a parent at Sickers. How do you feel about being close by honking and not giving these children peace? Okay. We want peace and equity for all is their answer. They're like, we want peace and equity for all, but that means you're not going to get any peace right now. So fuck you. Fuck you, sick child lady. Bunch of boys heading down from Barrie. Where are we heading? Mel Lastman's or Queen's Park? Again, like the level of disorganization from the get-go. Them not even being like, we have a primary point, we have a backup point. And the cops like were tweeting what they were doing and what roads they were closing. Like these are plans that had they had an organized leadership, they probably could have come up with some like, okay, now that we know what's closed, we can come up with an alternate route, an alternate location, a different plan. But they just didn't do that. Is someone trying to trigger the police into action with smoke bombs? They didn't. This bomber wackadoodle. Okay. I live close to DT. Let me know if I should bring any food or anyone or drink. I'll be coming back in an hour or so. All I'm saying is please think about how this is impacting sick people that can't just pick up and move out of the hospital. Okay. This group is nowhere near sick kids. No one should be anywhere near you. That's all blocked off. Our group comes with respect, love for all, avoiding hospitals and businesses. Sure. Amen. So again, they're really... Soon to be lacking respect for science, medicine, education, civics, etc. Now, hope you all get kettled at Ram Ranch. So, love, like, yo, 5 against, sick. Like, love your activism, bro. Like, very good job. But what I will say is it's ineffective. And that's why you got kicked out, unfortunately. What blows my mind is... yeah, just like how they continue to wrap themselves in this veil of it's peace, it's love, we're coming at this from a really positive angle, blah, blah, blah. Guys, give me 1 second. I just need to get a coffee refill here before we go any deeper. Oh, shit. That's why my camera was complaining. Wait, is this not plugged in? Sorry, guys. Just bear with me for 1 second here. see if this works. Okay, there we go. Thanks. Thanks for bearing with me, dudes. All right. Give me actually... Okay, this should be better. All right, here we go. We are continuing with the deep dive into trucker bullshit here. What's Ram Ranch? That was a troll. Barry Boys on the 400th. Soft. Lots of MTO. Okay. It's very unchristian. Do not Google it. Okay, so anyone from the anchor group still Mel Lastman. Okay, so Trev. I fucked with Trev a little bit. Let's see this.
So guys, whoever does want to come up to Davenport and Avenue, there is a restaurant up here feeding people, and they do have a bathroom.
So, for the next however long, wait, what is going on with my... Oh. Apparently my camera's internal temperature is getting too high, and it says that it needs to cool down. Okay, fair enough. You guys don't need to see my face for this. Though, I swear to Christ that I adjusted that setting so that it doesn't have that problem. But anyway, we're going to keep diving in here. This is actually pretty interesting. Oh, anyway, Trevor just basically, I'm assuming his name's Trevor. Trevor just, like, says the same shit over and over again, really poorly communicates where he is and how to get there. It's pretty funny.
If you guys give me 2 seconds, I'll run up there, actually, because it's right around the block.
He doesn't even know the name of the restaurant when he first tells it. It's like, I gotta go back and get the name.
And I'll try and find out what the name is for you guys, so that way if anyone needs to go to the bathroom, or come get some food.
Okay, so we're on the north side. Beecroft Police have the access blocked. Barry will mail last in 1 hour. It's like you can't even get there, like, at this point.
Well, guys, anybody out there that does need to use the bathroom that is a part of my Orangeville convoy stuck here where we are locked down.
So, it's the...
Just so you guys know, this is pretty freaking amazing. We are at Davenport and Avenue. The police are being amazing. Everything's good up here, guys.
This is, again, another, like... big theme that I keep seeing is this, like, positivity, and it's a party and everyone's having a good time and the police are being awesome and meh. I mean, it kind of makes me sick to my stomach to a certain extent, but you know, it's interesting how they really try to frame their movement. InfoWars News is trying to incite people into a bad reaction. Keep an eye out. InfoWars. What's like Alex Jones?
Right on, guys. We are here. Come out and make some noise.
InfoWars? Are we changing location? Everyone broke up here behind Mel Lastman's. This is 5 o'clock. This hasn't even been a couple of hours, and they're already like. Anyway. Trev. Let's see what Trev has to say.
So I guess I'm being told we might be moving, I guess, as well.
So again, like, the purpose of that message. Why? Like, I'm told we might be moving. Like, when you have hopefully hundreds, if not thousands, of people following you, it's important that you, like, have clear, concise communication, and that you're telling people, like, where you're going, what direction it is, what is your objective, what is your goal, what are you going to do when you get there, how do you stay together. It's just, it absolutely blows my mind that I don't know anyway, like, see, like, again, like, heading where? Jav, there are two groups. Trev in the second group, not Mel group. Guys, where are we headed? Can someone please confirm where we're headed? Spartan Pete.
Can someone update the incoming drivers where there are protests going on right now so they know where to go, as the Mel Lastman convoy has gone for a cruise?
And Spartan Pete will say this now 100 times. Gone for a cruise. We've gone for a cruise. They've gone for a cruise. Sorry to join late. Where should I go if I want to wave my flag? Queens Park or Mel Lastman? And they're like, neither, dude. Like, they're all fucking blocked off at this point. Like, not only are you too late to the party, like most legitimate protests start before lunch, you know what I mean, or like 1 p.m. and it's 5 anyway. I'm heading to the 7-Eleven on Royal York. That's where Doug Ford's brother Randy hangs out. Okay, Barry needs to know blah blah. Can I confirm where you are all heading home? That's where everyone is going. I love Trucker Babe 1234. You fucking rule. Oh, Big Prime. What? Oh, he got fucking banned for talking about Doug Ford's brother.
Do
I
I
guess.
have any mods or admins online? Any mods or admins online? Can we just update everyone that the Mel Lastman convoy is just out for a cruise? Any incoming drivers are more than welcome to join an existing post. Can we let incoming drivers know where we have protests? And Trev, if you could give me a call, please, I'd appreciate it.
Can Mod confirm where the Patriots are meeting up? So one thing again, and I didn't see all these messages, so like some of these are going to be new for me as well as we go through them. It is an absolutely fascinating dive into how quickly they shut like propaganda down. Even though I'm sure they're not like they're down with it, it gets shut down pretty quick. Let me just do a quick volume check on this. 1 sec.
And just a general.
Okay. Out driving, cruising, like cruising? Question. They took our jobs. There is like a strong like couple of South Park trolls in this. Like one guy calls himself Randy Marsh. Like you're gonna see that in a little bit. It's pretty great. It's pretty great.
Please park fast. We're gonna try to wait for another.
Incoming driver, where'd you like us to head? Heard honk honk was the code for something. Can people clarify? Where can I sit? Where can I sit? Where are you gonna sit, dude? Like it's fucking, I don't know, on the ground?
Guys, I'm just at the Davenport and Avenue. We are all hanging out up here. There's a bunch of us. We are taking the...
Right, do we need to show Vax verification to sit and eat? No.
No, you do not. This is a business that has just opened their doors to ask us to come in to eat if we would like, or use the bathroom. That is Angel's Diner on Davenport and Avenue.
Interesting. Angel's Diner is the name. Like, I love how, like, okay, Randy Rip I also think is a troll too, because, like, Angel's Diner is the name of the place. Like, after, like, Angel's Diner or Avenue Diner? Angels, I think. Avenue. He just said Angels, did he not? Oh, this is so bad.
No, you do not. This is a business that has just opened their doors to ask us to come in to eat if we would like, or use the bathroom. That is Angel's Diner.
Angels, I think. Avenue.
Guys, that was Avenue Diner.
So this is what I mean about the absolute, like, joke of communication that exists with these guys. Like, they have no sense of just, you know, being able to conduct themselves with any modicum of, I don't know, professionalism. Like, anyway. Update. Barry 18 Patriots asking any of the Serpentine belt. Oh yeah, this is a great post here.
And we have a driver in need. 2014 Ram with a 5.7 Hemi needs a Serpentine belt. Is there anybody that's able to assist? And thank you to the user in the comments offering assistance for the gentleman that needs a Serpentine belt.
Update. Tried driving. Okay, so this guy's truck is fucked. Hope the horn is waking these commies up. I'm coming to, like, fuck you, dude. Like, sorry, but just, like, fuck you in so many ways. These commies, like, we're fucking human beings who live in this city, who have so many different political leanings, different ways of seeing the world, different ways of thinking about the world. And the entire problem, like the inflammation that we are experiencing, in my opinion, at sort of a societal level, comes from that exact kind of fucking bullshit of people just not being able to see each other as human beings and framing each other as, you know, commies and yada yada. So anyway, that's my rant about that. I'm simultaneously fucking with my camera here, trying to get it up, and sorry, who just happened to be communist? yeah, that's a good way of putting it. Anyway, and fuck these people. My horn is broke. I'm stuck in the McDonald's washroom. Okay, so I don't. Some of these people, I don't know where the trolling starts and begins. It's pretty fucking great. Six Bugs started putting us in a bad light for the ambulance trying to get through. Took less than a minute, and people were already moving out of the way. We knew they would try and smear us like this. Get out of our city. Ha 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 ha. Six Buzz? I love how they don't know what Six Buzz is. That's my favorite. They called it a Toronto news agency? It's not a news agency. Can we agree on that really quick? It's like definitely not an agency of any kind. Okay. Let's listen to this. What does Spartan Pete have to say?
I just posted a link in our comments. I think you guys should check it out. Mainstream media actually posted something positive for once. For the people in the comments asking about Lastman, we made several updates. The Lastman convoy went for a cruise to downtown.
So what's interesting about, again, the way that they chose to use this platform, it's woefully inadequate because, number one, it allowed moderators to take control of the chat and potentially kick people out that weren't, you know, quote unquote, supposed to be kicked out, which is wild. But another thing, it doesn't allow them to have like a board where they pin and keep information up to date. Like, at least Discord is good at doing that. Like, you can, you know, create pinned messages or lock down certain threads so people can't, you know, like lose focus on what information that you're trying to disseminate. So it kind of just blows my mind that these guys couldn't even fucking like nail the most basic stuff in that regard, and they are using this weird Zello platform. But anyway, so Queen's Park is locked. Where should the rest of us meet? Again, continued, like, confusion, right? So does this mean that I go to Mel Lastman Square or Queen's Park? Like, how many times are you going to ask that question? Where downtown?
Queen's Park is pretty locked down from what we hear, but Avenue and Bloor and Avenue and Davenport, lots of trucks and lots of people there.
Avenue is a parking lot. Right downtown at Queen's Park. Oh, shit, sorry. Hold on a second. And, where an assault? What are they doing? An assault happened?
And it looks like the Mel Lastman convoy just arrived at Avenue and Davenport.
Hold on, I want to stop this. There we go.
The convoy that rolled in from Mel.
Sorry, that's fucking hilarious. We gotta go back to Randy Rip here. Some people are handing out sandwiches at Avenue and Bloor. And then later, does he actually say, like, yeah, but you were shitting your guts out? Just oh, this is good. This is really good. Passing by so many supporters, give me the thumbs up. So blessed. Hold the line. Where is this? Again, it's all like 6 p.m. So now again, the reason why you're hearing mostly from people like Spartan is because what they ended up doing again is they locked down the people who could send voice messages, essentially. So if you weren't like a, you know, quote unquote moderator, you didn't have the ability to talk, essentially. So I'm very curious to see what Heather Best has to say here.
can you give us your location?
We are partying at Avenue and Davenport.
The 10-4. So anybody in this chat will be able to hear when this is happening.
Super bizarre. We're parked, not moving. Can I be a monitor? If you need help, let me know. I'm on the ground here. Logistics for Ottawa. Who'd they kick? Sounds like second-class citizens. I thought this was about freedom. Okay. Hey, all, just wondering how folks are planning to spend the night around Bloor and Avenue. Like, that's an interesting, that's a, yeah, what's your plan? Like, what was your plan that night? I don't know. Okay, here we go. Official outlets: email, Instagram, Facebook, Zello. Okay. So there's more housekeeping items here, it looks like. Nothing but peace and love. Here on the ground, it's quite peaceful, actually. Down the mainstream media, we have the power to be our own media, show them what's real, truckers. And again, this is this bizarre inability for, I don't know, man. Like, it's just so hard for me to articulate. Like, these people wouldn't have a problem with the mainstream media if they were conveying their narrative. So their argument has nothing to do with the principle of, like, truth or conveying things that are, real. It really is just about controlling narrative. And I think when these guys join platforms like this and you see the kind of, support and elation and just sort of the general, I don't know, the touchy-feely circle jerk-esque nature of these folks, like, yeah, it's super self-reinforcing, and they all probably love these communities because they all think the same, and there is absolutely zero place for discourse that's going to shake anyone out of their track of thought. So, what does Spartan Pete have to say? Is Avenue Diner still open?
Any incoming convoys, any incoming drivers, any incoming supporters, you want to come from the west side of Avenue. From the west side of Avenue at Davenport.
There you go. Some more logistics. 1 second. Sorry. Yes, our own media, CNN, Convoy News Network. No bias, no libs. Well, isn't that bias? Like, isn't immediately like, oh, it's Randy Marsh. It's Randy Marsh. Or Freedumb has said anything. Nothing as of yet. Their mouths are probably too busy. I'm here, part, and I'm not leaving. Good for you. I've locked my keys in my truck so they couldn't move it if I wanted to. Oh my god, this is so funny. Way to go, Steve. We're at Avenue and Bloor. Spartan Pete.
So, for any drivers still heading downtown, if you want to get to Avenue Road and Davenport, you want to come from west of Avenue Road, and travel east. There is a left lane open.
Okay. Is there any New Brunswick convoys happening tomorrow? I would love to honk feeling horny. Oh man, that's so funny. Oh yeah, and then they booted this guy, and then like someone was begging for them to add him back. It's so funny. So, this is great. Someone Vladimir Putin. Oh, that's good. That's a good. Can I wish I could copy. I guess I could probably copy the text and do a translate, but Randy Rip. Thanks. They put laxatives in the bench sushi. LOL. What is bent sushi? We don't get that up in our parts. Yes, explain bent sushi. Party platters left out on the bench for nibbles, usually good. Someone tampered with those. Can confirm they were tampered with. Why can't we speak? Vladimir Putin. What's going on in Ottawa? Oh, here's the one. Everyday Outdoors is very sorry. He was trying to joke around. Please unban him. Oh, I love Kenny. I only eat Canadian foods. Raw fish will give you worms, which, of course, Canadians have never eaten salmon or anything like that before, right? For sure. Like, that's definitely not part of our diets in any way, shape, or form. Sorry, I'm just trying to deal with my camera, which apparently the reason why it stopped working is it's overheating. I didn't realize that that's something that I had to deal with, but, you know. Learn something new every day. Some more just sushi chat. Okay, this is some of the trolling here is really good. Okay, so hey, when you're hungry and fighting for freedom, you risk it all, brother. Can we please allow people to talk? This isn't allowing the trolls to win. We are letting them be the silent majority. Or whatever. Hope there's no one's flying the flag from America in Toronto. Hell, almost makes me want to get vaxxed just to be able to have some decent food. Someone earlier mentioned the Six Buzz news video. Mainstream media rag on the Instagram. I can't understand it from the comments if they're supporting or against us. What's a wagwan? There are lots of places on Bloor. There's someone who answers his question too. Oh, this one. Oh, I'm vaxxed, alright. I'm not stupid. We're just wanting to protest Ford and his lockdowns, his shitty ass rollout of vaccines. Randy Rip, you should get vaxxed. Some blah 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 blah. Someone, where's that? Someone responds to that dude's.
And Everyday Outdoors, we apologize. That was an error.
Sorry for blocking you.
Hey everybody! It's been a while since I've been back on this thing. I had to take a break there this afternoon to be with my husband and my kids. We had some stuff to do. I just want to say I love you all, and if I was in Toronto right now, I'd be swinging from the rafters and giving everybody hugs. I might sound like a crazy woman, but yeah.
You are a crazy person. I'm sorry. You are a crazy person. What, like, first of all, if you're in Toronto, like, what rafters are you swinging from? Have you been, like, there's not a whole lot of rafters just hanging out around downtown for you to go, unless you're, going through those construction zones. Like, maybe there's, like, a little bit of rafter action for you. But sorry. I just had to take a moment to rip on that absolutely ridiculous statement.
Oh.
Thank you, Spartan. Pete, yeah, I was out of mod chat. I was just talking in the general chat. Because guess what? Look at your feed. It's positivity.
And again, back to the theme of they're just constantly trying to make this entire debacle about, positivity, keeping things happy, blah, 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 blah. It's fucked.
And Everyday Outdoors, I don't know if you can hear us, but you have been unblocked.
He in Spartan Pete is so stupid. He just keeps saying it over and over.
Sorry, I had a phone call coming in there. So Everyday Outdoors, I hope you can hear us.
That's like the third time he's apologized to this Everyday Outdoors person, which I'm pretty sure is actually a troll, which is great. So here we go. Like, second confirmed case of bench sushi tampering. Please do not eat. So I'm curious, was like their sushi just left out on a bench and people assumed that it was edible and just ate it? Because, like, that's pretty fucking epic troll if someone got them like that.
Everyday Outdoors, I apologize for that. It is extremely strict in here. We do have so many trolls. I do apologize, and you are unblocked. Please feel free to communicate with us. Thank you for your support.
I hope you guys like horns, because that's what I'm here for!
Brutal. Just brutal. What do we got here? Sorry. Slight adjustment. Fuck. Give me 1 second here, guys. Let's listen to some more comments real quick while
We love you, Trev. We love you.
I love you guys too, and I think a lot of the people out here do too, because they saw me freaking running up and down that road like a madman. People were handing me water bottles. A couple people gave me a smoke. It was nice.
That's the Canadian way. That's what we're talking about. The people united. This is what it's all about. This is what we want. This is why we're there. Guys, you got to make that very clear. We do this peacefully, happy. We're smiling. This is joyful. Lots of love. Lots of love.
Oh, trust me, everyone. The love that is out here is 10th to the 1000th degree of anything negative that you're seeing out here. I'm telling you guys right now. I've seen strangers hugging on the corner, people taking their masks off, ripping them up. You know, I've hugged several strangers. It's great. I want to even get out and hug more people, but I've just been locking in some stuff here for my night, guys, because I do plan to...
That's the other thing too, is I guess that at some point, sorry guys, I got to plug something in here, but at some point the truckers, I guess, were under the impression that they would be able to just like occupy the city overnight by like staying in intersections and shit like that, which the Toronto police were not going to have any of. So, you know, at one point they got shut down, but I love at some point someone yells at the Vladimir Putin guy like, "Speak English." It's very classic.
Sounds perfect. To everybody within our chat here, just want to let you know that this is not necessarily about if you feel like wearing a mask, that is your choice. If you feel like taking the vaccine, that is your choice. This is all about the mandates of not allowing individuals to make those decisions for their bodies and take responsibility for their life. This is what we're talking about. You are all free. Mask, vaccinated, no mask, no vaccine. It's your choice. Please make that choice.
Yes, agreed. Man, let me tell you, I think today was...
Before I let this woman speak, and I think as someone like who can appreciate that people have a penchant to perform or to be performative, people want to be heard, people want to be listened to, people want to say things that other people think are inspiring or intelligent. And not everyone has that capacity. Okay. Like, and I think, you know, one thing that's endemic, or I should say, emblematic of these conversations that these people are having is that they very much feel like this is my time to step on a soapbox and say my piece and get heard and have other people get behind what I have to say. Anyway.
One of the first days that I've been driving around, and I've been honked at and waved at, and everybody's, you know, rolling down their window and saying, "Go Canada," and everything else that they do to cheer on and go truckers. Let me tell you, I got 2 little flags in my car because I got 3 little kids in my car, and when we drive and go places, it was such a warm, nice feeling to hear and see that today. This is what's created when everyone comes together, no matter police blockades, no matter...
Sorry if I stepped on anyone. It may be loud, but it is peaceful!
Oh man, so here we go. This is where things are going to get interesting. So again, keep in mind, I'm 99% sure here Randy Marsh is very much a troll. But thank you, moderators. Didn't know everyone outdoors. Blah blah blah. Message from mods. Could you please unblock my friend? This she was apparently blocked. Go Raptors. They tried to give my daughter the vax, and she was thinking of taking it, but I said hell no. Okay. Let's see what Catherine and DMC Villa.
To anybody in the chat, if you guys can refrain from stepping on me for a sec, to anybody in the chat, who is talking about somebody being blocked. Let me just say, there was a time, this was before I left to this afternoon and just came back, where there was a lot of talk of some stuff we just don't want to have on this channel. We want to keep this loving and peaceful, everybody. So that might have been when some people got blocked. It might have been totally accidental too, because it was like back to back to back to back.
So again, I will give the benefit of the doubt that perhaps to a certain extent these people want to have a peaceful protest. However, in my opinion, this is a cover in order for them to have plausible deniability in the event that there is some kind of a blow up or some kind of violent uprising or violent outbursts. They can say like, "No, dogs, like we were just all about peace and love the whole time," right? So these people are outliers in our group, and it's interesting that they continually go back to that like over and over and over again.
So now that we're on a happier topic and things are not like that, and this is the way it should be, yes, I will go back and have a look and check on those names that you guys are popping up. And if they were legit and it was an accident, then, my bad or our bad. It was just us trying to keep out trolls.
I think the name that was blocked has already been unblocked, Daniela. I mean, folks, when something like this happens or a troll comes in, the system and the screen is so tiny that if you go to block the individual, sometimes if you're directly under them, it may happen. We don't have a problem for you to advise us that you're blocked, and we will do our best to unblock you. This is not done purposely. It's just everything is extremely tiny. And when we go, like I said, to do one person, it could accidentally do you. And for that, I want to apologize. And we try our best. It's just that there's so much that filters through here, and we're just really, really working hard at this. I hope you understand.
Hey, I got a shout out. Joe Frieden, what's up, my friend? I saw you on there before. The guy who linked.
Okay, we're back here. So let him go to jail. Interesting. Okay, yeah, let's hear what these guys have to say.
Me into these wonderful.
Actually, guys, can you give me like 10 seconds? And not 10 seconds. Give me 45 seconds. I gotta pee real quick here. We'll be right back. Please stand by. I'm back. We're back. Let's dive in. Let's hear what these fascinating specimens have to say now.
People that made me a part of this team. I hope you are fantastic, dude, and you're having a good time. I hope you're in Toronto. If not, I hope you're out of Toronto and having a blast, whichever. Nice to see your name on there. And everybody, I don't know if you know this song, but I love this song. It was like my beat when I was working as a courier driver for FedEx. I don't do that anymore, but man, let me tell you, it makes you move and run from your truck to the door, and every time you drop off a package. So if you want to hear it, I'll crank it a little bit. There was so many nights full of dark temptation.
So I am not playing that for a couple reasons, because A, it's so fucking lame, and B, it is probably copywritten. So I also don't need to get copyright hits on the channel, but
freedom I've been looking for.
Okay, we're gonna listen. You guys have to cringe with me.
Freedom is you. You give me freedom, freedom, freedom I've been looking for. Freedom. down. Freedom is you. Woo!
And thank you for that. And for the user asking us to unblock Valkyrie 33.
Okay, we're gonna keep going. Choice and informed consent. Yeah. God bless and all spirits unite for health and healing. It's what we need. Okay.
Valkyrie, we apologize for that. Like, we're trying to work through these trolls so quick. Unfortunately, with the screen being so tiny, when you actually go to block somebody, it's so tiny that it could accidentally be done if you're...
So that's what I mean, is like they don't even, like, they're not even good at moderating their own communities. They're like, oh, these little phone things are so small. It's like, okay, then fucking get someone who knows how to use a phone to do it. Like, it drives me crazy as someone who like organizes stuff like this professionally and like tests out messaging platforms and like how we're going to use it, the features and the functionality. Like, it just blows my mind that these people are this stupid. I mean, I shouldn't be this surprised, I know, but it's incredible what stupid people are capable of.
We do see your message there, your text message. Is there anybody in this chat room down at one of the convoys? Marky, great to hear. Great to hear. Freedom.
Okay, we don't care.
Hey everybody, I just saw the posts on there. Dinah bro, don't be silly. Come on, there is no war, man. That was a metaphor if you were on earlier and you heard that. Don't even worry. It's not war, man. It's called peaceful protest for a reason. There is no such thing, you know. That's not what we're about. We're allowed to exercise our right to peace.
So whoever she's talking to is not in this chat. She's talking to someone else in another chat, I think, and responding to it, because when I heard this originally, I'm like, who the fuck is she? But
it's 100% valid and legit. You know, show your brother some love, regardless of where they are, who they are, what their race is, you know, what their gender is. That's what this is about. It's just about loving one another. We have to do that more. This has been so gone from society for over 2 years. It's been like a 10-year thing. And we need to keep that. It's peace. Peace and love, peace and love. It sounds like a hippie movement. Guess what? It's the truth. The only way to get anywhere in any world of any, you know, in any situation is through love. You can fight, and it's not going to get you anywhere. You know, the only thing that you can do to make waves of change is through peace and love. If you look back in history for generations, that's how the biggest movements happened, was through peaceful, calm, non-compliance, and resistance. That's it. Not hitting, fighting, and war. War never solved a thing. Fighting never, ever solved a thing. All it does is create more animosity and more hate. We don't want to spread that here. That's not what we're about. We're about love. We're about peace. We're about freedom, bodily autonomy.
So that is all like pretty great messaging. You know what I mean? And that's something that I could appreciate, I could get behind. And as someone who has differing opinions than me, I could even almost respect. However, I don't. And the reason why I don't is because this is just a veiled way of them pretending that they'll embrace all types of people. But when you actually go to the ground and hear what these truckers think, like, they don't embrace people of all genders. They don't embrace people who are homosexual. Like, they're typically racist. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of these people, there is a large white supremacist movement that is the underbelly of this convoy. And they're doing a very, very good job in their PR department, or like women like that, at straight up like dispelling that, or trying to, again, give plausible deniability. So there we go. Trying to work around the city to get to where we want to go. What does that mean? I think I see text forward escape. Convoy TO? Who's Could be BBR again? I don't know what that is. Oh, wow. Instant block. This is fucking hilarious. It's all around 9 p.m. This is when I think I actually tuned out. The chat is good. So again, this is like 9 o'clock at night. This is, I think, oh, my camera's going to shut down again because of a fucking heat warning here. I'm going to turn it off. So, so 9 p.m. Reminds you, Greg, I should play the anthem at work every day in the morning. Okay. Let's see what.
That is your bilingual Canadian national anthem. And now, without further ado, I shall get the American national.
Oh, that's right. Sorry, they played the Canadian national anthem on this thing, and then they play the American one, which I think we're definitely going. And I love it. This guy's like, why American? Because we Americans are rooting for you. The Americans are with us on this trucker convoy. Many are actually here with their trucks, hundreds supporting Canadians. Sorry, just not a Biden fan. The USA truckers are not Biden fan eithers. Okay, we're all for freedom. Are you pro-Trump? Saw Trump flags today. Support the truckers' freedom. That's it. Again, it's back to reinforcing the narrative of the movement, the truckers, the freedom. Don't talk about the vaccines, like the efficacy of vaccines, the specific of it. It's they have a little bit of decent PR here. Okay, what now? We support Trump. Let's see what Catherine says here.
Just a reminder for this chat, we try to keep the political side when it comes to Trump, Biden, anything out of this chat. We are focused on freedom. We need to keep this going, this movement going. It's all about the freedom of each and every person within the country.
Excuse me, guys.
Basically, that's where we want to keep our focus. We want to keep the politics from Biden and Trump and all those folks out. And just remember, there are hundreds and hundreds, into the thousands, we have truckers from the United States here supporting the cause, and the cause is freedom.
Interesting. And this is when the blocks start. So this is when you're going to see, like, this person's gone, that person's gone. Okay. No place for Trump. Proud to be supporting American. I just watched the truckers roll in last weekend from here in the U.S., and I shed tears more than once. I'm not a trucker, just thankful someone is standing up for them. It's been 2 dark years. Thank you. I'm dehydrated. I've been crying so much. Dry lips. All right, so this is nice. It's getting empty down here, but good job, guys. Good day. I'm in for tomorrow if we're dolly. Rolling, I guess is what he meant to say. Same time tomorrow.
It's great to see the support coming in for tomorrow. We'll do it again.
This person
We'll do this
is
every day until they
Yo,
hear us.
Black Bag. Thank you for joining. Sorry that if this makes you sad. I also am sad by seeing such a large group of individuals who are clearly sort of, like brainwashed and have lost the plot, if you will, to a certain extent. So thanks for coming and saying hello and sticking around for a second. We appreciate it. But yeah, it's been interesting to see like some of the way they've deployed their tactics are like, sorry guys, I think my focus is off here. There we go, it's better. They've deployed some really fascinating tactics, again, in a way to distance themselves from any kind of violence or basically anything that has a negative connotation. They're like, we don't want to touch it. Everyone can rally behind the concept of freedom. We're here for freedom. We want to support freedom. Well, what about vaccines? No, we're vaccines. You can choose to vax or not. We're not talking. We're for freedom, right? It all comes back to that kernel, if you will. And so, fortunately or unfortunately, depending on how you look at it, right? Like, they're doing a fairly decent job of distancing themselves and obfuscating anything that's like radioactive or toxic. They're just dealing with the core principle of freedom for truckers. But again, what's hilarious is that like we don't even really know what that means. Like they don't do a very good job of articulating how their freedoms have been reduced. Like it would be one thing if they're like, we can't cross the border easily. And so our demand is that we are now able to cross the border more easily. Well, that's not what they're about. They're attacking like the mask mandates and like wearing masks in grocery stores. The fuck do truckers care about masks in grocery stores? You know what I mean? So there's a conflation here in terms of their core ideology and what they want to achieve and having like actual like actionable objectives, you know, that they could potentially get themselves to. So it's very interesting to see kind of the, again, like the mindset of these people. So we're gonna keep diving deeper. Again, the things peter out at night, and then today the chat. It's very interesting to see just how things like crumble apart. So. So the protests seem pretty okay as far as they go. If these truckers were doing the same for higher wages, I'd be almost right with them. I think they can say their piece, and what happens? Well, no, totally. I don't. So in principle, like I mean, I think I was saying this earlier. Like I have no issue with the protest. Like the protest is like protest, right? In the concept of it's like how. Like if you look to a lot of like other protest movements, like let's say protests that are pro-teacher, pro-healthcare, whether they're like liberal or whatever, even the vaccine protests, like they happen on Saturdays during the day, they're a couple of hours. What the Freedom Convoy was trying to do, or what we were worried about in Toronto, was seeing what happened in Ottawa, which is the trucks came in and basically have set up an almost like Occupy Wall Street-esque encampment, right? Where they're like building structures, there's propane coming in, there's gasoline. So there's an element of like, the protest is extending beyond like the typical duration that a city is willing to let stuff like that go on. So like we in Toronto, like we're super used to having protests, and I don't think like you'll always have people who have a problem with it, but at the end of the day everyone goes, whatever, like I live in a big city and that's kind of the cost of like living in a large city, right? But yeah, I think it really came down to, yes, totally let them protest, let them have their say. I don't actually have a problem with a lot of the things that are being said in the chat. Like I said, it is all fairly innocuous with good reason too, because again, they don't want to be, you know, exposed or outed for being violent or like highly political or whatever, right? But there is a anyway, we'll dive deeper because this is actually an interesting part of the chat. Like we've seen them like, yeah, we're a protest and everything's great, and like this is when the plan starts to really fall apart, okay? Or at least when the party starts to get shut down. Now I also think it's funny that they're like, okay, we can't get political, you know, we can't talk about anything crazy, so they start debating like pineapple on pizza. And I don't know if any of you out there, like I delved into online dating like 6 or 8 months ago for a very brief period of time. And it was quite interesting to see how many people in their dating profiles reference the controversy of pineapple on pizza. So that seems to be like a really huge conundrum in the collective unconscious of people in North America. And so it has thus invaded this chat, which again, just goes to show we're all human beings. They're all connected in weird ways. And even pineapple on pizza is controversial among right-wing message groups. So Blah, blah, blah. We're going to skip past no pineapple. Pineapple on pizza. Pizza, pizza. Pineapple. Pineapple pizza. Fuck all this pineapple pizza chat. What a day. I'm not going to be able to sleep tonight. I go into a place and not be asked my status. I want to see. Oh, this is. This person asked a question. What was it? It was. I think it was Kathy. Let's listen to Kathy.
There we go. Following the chat now, talking about pizza with pepperonis. This is exactly what we're talking about. Do you see how everybody has their own opinion? Talking about having pineapple on pizza. Some like it, some don't.
Okay.
And how there's conversations taking place. This is your freedom. That's exactly the way it is.
But if we want to talk about vaccines, or if we want to talk about politics, or if we want to talk about Trump or Biden, we're not allowed to talk about that because we're all about freedom here, which is the freedom to talk about pineapple on pizza. Like, I don't know, guys. Is anyone else feeling a little fucking insane, like going through that logic loop? Because it's giving me like a almost like a mental vertigo. Just like, oh, that hurts my brain to think like that way. Anyway. And again, I'm not espousing any kind of like superiority complex or anything like that. It is literally just like, guys, your thought processes are slightly fucking whack. Okay. We have a lot of rules here, what we can and can't talk about, to be fair. Okay. And again, they say that it's all about, we have to combat the trolls. We have to be super careful about A, B, C, or D. Also, Blackbag, thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. Sorry, I'm terrible sometimes at paying attention to chat and shit. So, bad respect. Thank you so much. So Smile. Oh yeah. So she asks, I think, like, what are you guys looking forward to? Like, what do you miss? And people are like, I want to see my students' smiles. What does freedom mean to you? Being able for me to breath without my mask. Interesting. The smile on people's faces with no mask. Being able to fly to Europe to see parents. So you can do those things. Fuck, my camera is going to overheat again, but no one wants to see my face anyway, so I'll give it a break. But no one cares. Like, so number one, you can fly to Europe to see your parents. You just need to wear a mask to go there. Like, it's not actually that fucking big of a deal, number one. Number two, like, you can still see the smile on people's faces. First of all, I can see people's smiles with their masks. Like, if you are, like fucking stupid Tyra Banks says, like, smile with your eyes. It's not that difficult. It's not that difficult to tell that someone is smiling, under their mask. But anyway. Moderators, I thought this feed was not supposed to be political. Pineapple on pizza. This is some controversial stuff. Please step in. Okay, so okay, this is going to be an interesting one. Police are forcing me and my daughter to leave. Where is everyone heading to? Still parked. I get the personal choice to wear a mask. When I'm out walking the street, I see a lone driver alone in their car with the windows up and a mask on. Yeah, like, that's stupid. Okay, who cares? But, like, that's so rare. That's like 1 in a million people do that. So why do you care about the edge case? First thing I do is vacation. Okay, blah, 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 blah. Oh, here we go. Okay, so Spartan Pete is coming in hard here. Let's see what Spartan Pete has to say, guys.
No idea. I was blocked and removed from the...
Oh shit, sorry, this is today. Okay, so I think like last night it really just like broke apart after like 9 o'clock. The cops came in, they kicked everyone out of the sort of the quote unquote, demonstration zone. And then trucks just drove around for a couple of hours. But the real fun this morning starts with Spartan Pete, this like block of messages here, which I'm excited to go through with you guys. So let's check it out.
Facebook page for some reason. Yeah, that's 10-4, and I have no idea what's going on. Yeah, Smokey, I'd like to know too. One of the moderators had an issue with me last night and tried to say that I hijacked the group and then deleted me and then blocked me and as well as deleted the content on TikTok and hijacked the TikTok page. So I'd like to know what's going on as well too. I've reached out to a few people with no response, so I have no idea what's going on. Yeah, 100%. Like I said, one person had an issue with me late last night, said I hijacked the entire group. Instead of talking to me about it, and then they blocked me, deleted me.
This guy's just like saying the
Over
same
TikTok
shit
page,
over and
delete the
over
content
again.
There, so built this, not just me.
And this is like a theme. I mean, I see a lot in these types of chats, and whenever I like, infiltrate is really the wrong word, because like it doesn't require any effort to actually get yourself into some of these communities. Like, it would be interesting to go deeper and deeper and build a persona and actually see like what, you know, sort of the higher level chats where the quote unquote leaders of these groups are having. But you know, I guess that's engaging in a level of espionage that maybe I just don't have enough time for right now. But one thing I will say, and from what I have seen so far, is that there's just this penchant for people just saying the same shit like over and over and over. And at one point you're like, yeah, dude, no, like, I get it. You said that. Like, okay, all right, moving on. Or have you had like another thought in your brain in the last 30 minutes?
Everybody built this group up. I did play a lot with my contacts building it up, and now they're in control of it. So if any of our subscribers are tuned in and have the Facebook page and can let us know if they see any updates on the page, we'd greatly appreciate it.
Check it out.
Hey, Convoy for Freedom subscribers, we're having a bit of issues here. A couple of us have been blocked and locked out of the Facebook by one of the admins. We don't know what's going on. They actually shut the text messaging off in this group. That's why nobody's been able to reach out. Someone can check out our Facebook page and let us know what's going on, as we don't have access to it. We'd greatly appreciate it. Yeah, can you please tell us who the mods admins list that's showing is, please? Thank you for sharing that, and please bear with us until we find out what's going on.
Whoops.
Yeah, 10-4 Smokey, and to anybody tuning in, we're just trying to fit.
So, yeah, anyway, we got to dive into some of the actual chats here, because this is where things get interesting. I find it interesting, and again, like, the Toronto Freedom Convoy doesn't seem to be... Freedom Convoy... Here it is. This must be it. So, yeah, this is the same logo. Unfortunately, we're dealing with a problem right now that is beyond our control. We're still with you. Still devoted to the movement wholeheartedly. So, I think if I'm not mistaken, there seems to be some infighting in their leadership. And again, the chats will like very shortly like allude to that. But yeah, clearly like there's some kind of fucking hijacking occurred of this page, which is quite interesting. And this is where all of the like the politics and like the bullshit memes and, you know, everything comes out. It's absolute like fucking cancer, in my opinion. So we're gonna stay away from that for now, and we're gonna dive deeper into another form of cancer. And hope you guys enjoy.
Yeah, can you please tell us who the mods admins list that's showing is, please?
So, okay, finally I can comment. Not sure what I missed. There's no updates on the Facebook group. And then here's a group of people who are supposed to be admins. Can someone please share the link for the new donation platform? Got my GoFundMe back and want to repay it. Okay, what's the official Facebook page?
Thank you for sharing that, and please bear with us until we find out what's going on.
So keep in mind, guys, I want you to remember the name Spartan Pete. You know, he's the guy doing a lot of talking here. He's been very active. Some shit's going to go down, though. Anything planned for after? Yes. So this is, again, 11:30 a.m. this morning. Sorry to hear. Not a good time to be divided. I saw something about Gives and Go, but I want to make sure I share the right link. It is the competitor to GoFundMe.
Yeah, 10-4. I'm working on it. Yeah, Smokey, you're not sending them directly to me. You're coming over the open air right now.
Infighting is not good for any of us. Can we get an update on Toronto this morning? So this is an interesting one because, people are expecting, and something you're going to see is a lot of people are asking, where are we going? Like, where's the protest? What the fuck are we supposed to be doing? And they essentially are just like, there is nothing. There is no things happening today. Like, there is nothing planned. Just, if you want to go downtown and hang, go ahead. But we'll get there. We'll get there, guys. Praying that it gets fixed soon. Hello, everybody. Happy Sunday. Much love to all. Anyone downtown today? They're having issues on the TO site. Lots of mods turfed and TikTok hacked and mostly deleted. Where are we meeting today? Queen's Park if possible, Blue Run University. Sad here, sorry to hear that. Oh, here it comes. So, planning my way downtown, hang in there, Peter. We're sorting things out. Thanks, Smokey. Sounds good. And then all of a sudden, Spartan Pete is like, I'm removing moderator rights from this person. Like, DMC Villa is that one woman who was like super posy earlier and was like, hey guys, it's about love and freedom and like about everyone and blah, 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 blah. And then all of a sudden things start really turning. Like, this is where the drama gets hot. Pete, if you need a hand over here, let me know. So this Everyday Outdoor guys is trying to suck up to Pete and like get in as a mod, I guess. Anyway, so Pete, you motherfucker, shut this channel down. And then let's hear what Spartan Pete has to say for himself.
To Trev in the comments, can you let Steve or myself know why we were deleted from the Facebook page and why you took over the TikTok account?
I already had the TikTok account. Why did you take over everything yesterday, rerouting everybody? Okay, guys, the infighting has really begun. This is where, I think it's a pretty short dust up, but it's very, it's just great. It's great is what it is. Okay, here we go.
The TikTok account belonged to the group, and I didn't hijack anything. People had jobs to do and things to do, and we were working on the fly. That's why people got rerouted. To Trev, I never claimed to be your leader at any time, shape, or form, and everything needed to be put to a vote. So, until Steve tells me anything, then, yeah. I will not be quiet because you're the one acting like a child.
Okay, so when they start, like, accusing each other of acting like children, I just couldn't help myself. I really couldn't. I was just like, oh, I want to get in on the fun. I want to start to, like, stir that pot a little bit and, get things cooking. Get Gordon Ramsay says, like, the flavors are all there. Like, it's all there. You just need to stir it. You just need to, simple, yeah, rustic, yeah. And the flavors were there, so I'm like, I think it's time to kick this Trev guy. I have no idea who Trev is. Wasn't paying attention that he was, like, the diner guy earlier. And that didn't, I'm immediately thinking, like, I'm going to get kicked. Like, as soon as I fucking, and, like, again, just to keep in mind, guys, I don't want to go back to my profile, but, like, I will go back to my profile. Fuck it, we'll find it. Just to be clear, like, where is it here? How do I look at my... God damn it. Sorry, guys. Oh, it's right here. Nope. Forget it. Who cares? I'll figure it later. My profile picture is like a fucking joke. Like, it's hilarious. So I'm surprised that, like, that wasn't like an immediate red flag. So anyway, I said, here we go. I said, time to kick this Trev guy out. Okay. And then Neil Breen. Oh my God. Why is Neil Breen on my... I'll show you. I'll explain why Neil Breen is on my screen when we're done going through this, because I feel like there's a lesson to be learned in terms of operational security and why it's a good reason to, if you're participating in things like this, to kind of try to obfuscate your identity there's a really cool application called Sherlock. I think it's just like a Python script. You can run it really easily in like Kali Linux. And what it's great at doing is like you take a username and you can hunt down other social media accounts based off that username. So we're going to do like a live demonstration of what that looks like very quickly after this. Again, just as story time or lesson time. So anyway, these guys are fighting. I said, I think it's time to kick this Trev guy out. What is planned for today downtown? And then Trevor's like, peace. Do not do this, Pete. Do not listen to Pete. And then said, I'm sorry. I mean, Pete. I mean, we should kick this Pete guy. Like, I instantly turn on Pete. I'm like, no. Yeah, let's get this. Fuck, like, Trevor, I'm with you now. Our real people with this been removed as our leader. We all need to work together to get this movement to its destination, which, by the way, what is that? I still, like, I've been in this chat for hours and I still have no idea what the terms are. It's like, like, even if they want the mandates just flat out removed, that's not obvious to me. Anyway, so we're going to, I'm glad that it's over. This is so chaotic. We'll be speaking with who we need to. Who is Steve? Anyway, here we go.
The real people have removed me. I never claimed to be the leader, and Steve has no knowledge of what's going on, and he is the one who started this. So stop telling people I have been removed when Steve is not aware of anything that is going on. Yes, it's very chaotic right now. We're figuring out what's going on, and this group has been secured until we know what's going on.
All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna stop transmitting over the airwaves, but I am in contact with Steve, and we are discussing things. He is not aware of anything, and
Hold on, wait. I need
to say anything until Trevor in the comments started coming.
I need to hear that again. What did he say?
Yeah, I'm gonna stop transmitting over the airwaves, but I am in contact with Steve, and we are discussing things. He is not aware of anything.
I am in contact with Steve. We are discussing things. He's not aware of, like, what is he not aware of? Again, their ability to communicate is not impressive here. Shutting it down would not be right. The movement, for the movement, or people are coming for information. Steve is not getting any messages. We need to know where to go today. Steve is saying on the other channel it's shutting down. I don't know what's going on or what happened, and I don't know why all these mods are out. But Pete M. Villa, though only mods giving information yesterday. Okay, let's see what fucking this.
That's right. Shutting it down would not be a good idea for the movement. So, unless I hear otherwise from Steve, the group will stay active. To anyone in the chat listening or online asking where to go today,
this is
having an internal issue right now. From my knowledge, we do not have anything planned for today because of what is going on. But everybody still has the peaceful right to protest. And from what I was made aware of yesterday, there will be lots of...
So they say they have an internal issue going on, and I'm curious as to, like, what is that issue exactly? Like, what is the problem that you're having? Is it a problem that your communication lines have been tainted, right? Or is it more likely that there is, like, a huge fracture in their leadership, right? There's one people who want to roll one way, one people want to roll another way, and they're having some inability to get past that impasse. So it is clear at this point, and this is at 11:42 today, that there is wild, just, like, disorganization in the group. No one knows what's going. Like, people are literally like, what is going on? What is the Pickering group planning? Despite division, do your part to spread the freedom movement. What other channel? Is everyone still on Avenue? Are you guys going to the ranch? Avenue is empty. And this is where Spartan Pete starts blocking people again. Blah, 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 blah.
Topper Tingles in the comments there. What group are you talking about? Morning, Convoy, Steven. That's amazing news. We are having some internal problems that we are working with to try to figure out. We don't know what's going on right now. We do not have anything planned for today, but there are many people in the comments that want to come down. So if you want to let them know where you're at and they can join you, that would be amazing.
So they've basically abandoned the movement at this point. They're like, if you want to go downtown and do shit, fuck yeah, go ahead. But like, we as the whatever this leadership is, or whatever control they had over some of the movement, they've essentially like wiped their hands of it at this point. They're like, fuck it, like, sorry guys, like we're not doing anything because of some internal issue. That's like a nightmare, like when you're using a computer and it's like and you get an error message that just says internal issue, and you're like, what the fuck does that, like, how am I supposed to troubleshoot that? How do I know what to do with internal issue? Are you fucking kidding me right now? As opposed to like, error on line code 74 blah blah blah, like, or hey, the internal issue that we have is that our leadership disagrees with how to move forward, whether we should demonstrate today, whether we shouldn't demonstrate today. And so anyway, I find it like absolutely hilarious at this point that these guys are basically like unable to keep it together, which is like fairly hilarious. So anyway, this is all like before noon today. This is all happening, right? And there's still like a fair bit of drama to go through. There's still like a lot of interesting things are going to happen as we progress through. I've obviously had the benefit of being able to read it all already, and hopefully get you guys excited on the narrative. Oh, this is the best. So I want to know what happened last night, Pete. If you want to add me to talk, since you're the only active mod right now. Again, I'm ready to roll out whenever. Someone's saying I'm in Etobicoke near Kipling. Everything seemed fine till around 2 a.m. last night. Whatever happened probably happened after that. Again, where are we meeting? My prayer posts have been deleted.
We do not know
what
happened. I'm not aware of anything that happened last night. All I know is one of the admins had a problem with me, and now I am locked out of our Facebook page and some other accounts, and we're working with the main people who started this to see what is going on.
Hilarious.
To anybody saying their posts have been deleted, we have no idea what is going on the Facebook page. A lot of us have been locked out of it and blocked, so we can't even see it. So if you can keep us up.
So this guy is like, talk to Nunya. They're chatting on the Plus Plus channel. And I'm like, Topper, please elaborate if you can. Because I'm like, is there another channel that I can join where I can get more content like this? But like I said, I didn't spend an inordinate amount of time trying to infiltrate this group. I didn't spend any time, actually. I literally just jumped on the Zello last night. And I think this is actually like an interesting, it's just the idea for a future tech talk for sure. Like spending time, in a community like this, getting more information on them, being able to not expose them, but at least provide information to the general public on how some of these movements coalesce, the ethics and ethos that sort of drive them, and kind of have some schadenfreude maybe in the end when they all like to start to crumble like this, which I don't know about you guys, but it's very tasty. Chef's kiss. So I'm confused on the plans for today. It's not good to fight. The convoys aren't able to get to Queen's Park. And then he says, I was just everyone who is on this freedom movement, do their part to head out whenever you can and spread the message of peace, love, and unity. Godspeed. Okay, so if Trev is going to shut the chat down, what channel is next? We aren't from Toronto, so we need direction. The chat should be shut down for a bit until all is regrouped and understood. Is there anything planned for the convoy today? Freedom discussion of anyone. Okay, so here's where shit gets interesting. Steve. So remember how he kept mentioning Steve doesn't know, I'm communicating with Steve, Steve this, Steve that. So Steve came in and dropped the fucking ban hammer on these people. So like he removed moderator rights from a bunch of people, but the most notably was Smokey the Bandit and that Spartan Pete, who we've heard quite a bit from. And as soon as Spartan Pete removes admin, Trev is just like, love it. And then me, again, wanting to be just a little bit of a pot stir, the little pot stir, I had to be like, wow, wow, wow. You love to see it, right? What you do, you love to see it. It's something, it's especially this time of year, it's particularly seasonal. It's in season, it's fresh, it's simple, it's rustic. It's the flavors are all there. That's what I'm trying to say. So everyone, we will promise everything okay. Thanks, Trev. Not a problem. We love you all so much beyond words. Spartan Pete, no idea. Everyone has been removed. I'm sure Steve will figure it out. Can someone add me to the plus plus group if that's what we're using now? I never was or claimed to be the leader. I was only the leader for the Vaughn convoy. I'm glad O'Toole is gone. He was too soft. You didn't lead any convoys. Pete, maybe just cool it was starting drama here. Everyone's trying to figure out what's going. The one fact is the convoys are all blocked from getting downtown despite what's communicated to us. So this is interesting. And this is really like the big, I believe Black Bag had brought this up, like, saying like, hey, if these truckers are just protesting, whatever, and that's fine. But the reason why their protest was the way it was and was so like ineffectual compared to what they wanted to mimic or mirror that happened in Ottawa, right, is we basically blocked off everywhere they want to go, and it melted them. Like they literally, like they I think they speak to it even more where they're like, hey, this completely fucked us over. So, so Steve blocks Spartan from the channel. So he's not even just had his admin removed. Yeah, right? Pete got banned. Pete got at first, Pete just got demoted. And like in our friend Discord, there is a demotion process. There's an ensign rank that you will receive. It just turns you blue. That's all it is. But you basically should feel bad if that ever happens, right? This guy got fucking not just deranked. He didn't just get, he got kicked out of Starfleet. He is out credible discharge straight out the bat. So we're ready to roll when direction is clear, because there is no clear direction. There's no one knows where to go. No one knows what to do. It's a shit show, right? And again, this is noon of the day that the protest is supposed to be going on. And people are asking that. Like, I don't understand why people weren't up at 8 a.m. being like, I'm up, I'm good to go. Like, where are we going today? What is the plan? How are we going to move forward? Yada, 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 right? There was none of that, okay? Guys, I need to, again, because I've been drinking so much coffee, I use the washroom. I'm going to take a 45-second break. Please do not go anywhere. The really exciting stuff is still coming. There's going to be lots of more interesting chats. Please, 45 seconds, BRB. All right, we are back in business, guys. Okay, here we go. Let's keep diving into it. So, so Yesterday was amazing. Despite the city shutting down the routes into Queen's Park, a lot of convoys got close and people walked to blocked intersections to cheer on. It was gridlocked to support freedom and smiles from supporters and honks. I would say it was a success, and people on foot got to walk around Queen's Park. Thousands of people. The message got across. Farmers had hundreds of tractors at Queen's Park the night before. Today will probably still be people walking around. And then this is where people are like, round two? Like, we doing this again, guys? What up? And that's when sounds like a bunch of people want to go. Queen's Park seems like a good meeting place. My daughter just said the truest thing. If we could all stop fighting each other, there'd be more time for loving each other. Like, r/that's deep. For sure, for sure. Yesterday, Avenue Bloor ended up being the party because the route to Queen's Park was blocked. Meet next to north of Queen's Park. Police are planning for our return today. Are you serious? Are you there now? Send pic. Beautiful work. Driver, stay strong. Peace, love, and unity. We got this, Canada. Trudeau, hold my beer. My daughter says she feels like a princess seeing everyone cheering her on as we drive around. This guy really likes parading his fucking daughter around as some kind of, like, tool for his politics. Like, shut the fuck up, dude. Like, who cares? Like, she's a child. Like, children kids say things that are so stupid that we're like, oh man, like, it's a good thing you're a child because, like, we can chalk that off to you not having a developed brain. Like, your brain isn't big enough for or baked enough for you to think cogent thought. So, you know, when you say something that is abjectly, like, stupid or just completely, you know, off the rails, we're like, oh, it's a child. That makes sense because, you know, their brain doesn't work yet. Anyway. So again, more people. Where's the protest? And the people are saying the park, I guess. And this is where things start to, like, peaceful. There's nothing organized today because the city shut down the routes to Queen's Park. So that is a direct indictment of the effect that the Toronto police had against the protest and what their objectives were, right? Was to occupy some quadrant of the city, kick up a lot of dust. So energy is still alive. Should be fun today to still drive around and walk around. Exactly. The real Canadian spirit, that's out in the air now. This is a statement that I actually have, like, a real problem with. Like, when I saw this, that's when I was like, what the fuck? Like, what are you talking about, the real Canadian spirit? Like, where do we not have Canadian spirit? You know, in our current breathable air. And I mean, other than all the questions of, like, what the fuck does that even mean and yada yada yada, that to me is the, like, oh, it's like we're the real Canadians, like we're the real people who say what goes in this country and should, you know, we're the owners of, you know, anyway, I'm not going to continue down that thought bubble, but I think you guys can extrapolate on your own. Okay, so this is okay. The organizers are debriefing and regrouping, so please have some patience. You know, I heard there's a meet at Vaughan, 600 plus people. Can anyone confirm? Again, more people asking for unblocks. You guys are doing great. So, yeah, the Zello chat isn't being monitored today because of the debrief. Probably will be paused for a bit, so don't worry. Enjoy the spirit that's down the air. Go breathe a fresh breath of that because yesterday was truly incredible. You know what else was incredible? The day before that, and the day before that, and actually, funny enough, the fucking day before that. What's also incredible is tomorrow is more than likely going to be incredible. There's nothing special about your day. There's nothing special about what you did. You guys like, for people who are like, go breathe fresh air after we drove all of our fucking diesel spewing trucks into the city, right, and made a huge fucking stink. Like, it drives me absolutely insane, man. During the honking and partying at Avenue and Bloor, my daughter, like, again, this guy with his fucking daughter again, right? Like, he's just like, oh, my daughter said all these cute things. It's like, it's r/that happened. That's, but anyway. My daughter asked if this is what freedom looked like, and I'm a grown-ass man and almost teared up. Now, fair enough. If you've never been to a protest before and you actually believe what you're protesting for, being at a protest and like the energy and the vibration from that and the feeling of, wow, this is what being free, I can actually appreciate that sentiment. But fuck that guy, because for the 7th time, he's like, my daughter said this, or this is how my daughter felt. It's like, yo, dude, then, like, tell her to fucking get Zello. But if she's a child, like, she's a child. That's why we don't listen to children. Anyway. Sorry, not to be anti-child, guys. I'm not trying to be overly controversial here. Having him blur yesterday was amazing. Only good vibes. Blah, 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 blah. Anyway, I swear I thought she was not.
Men talk. Barry Thong Man here. How you guys doing?
Barry Thong Man.
In Toronto. Sorry I didn't get to meet any of you. I am going to be getting a truck and trailer ready for Tuesday. I want to do a food convoy. If you think that's a good idea, anybody else wants to join me to go to Ottawa to bring some much needed supplies to the truckers, let me know.
I'm pretty sure this guy gets banned at some point, or someone else.
Road_John 316.
Like, someone gets banned at some point for talking about organizing with the Ottawa protest, and I don't even think it's necessarily like bad. I think he was just there like, yo, we need to keep that like on the DL. Shut the fuck up. So what is it? We have 5 trucks can join other convoy. Move them into the city Queen's Park. Again, like, I think every day outdoors is actually a troll, because like it has been repeated ad nauseum that Queen's Park is closed off. You can't get there. That's not the place to go. Okay. They will be begging you to leave. Just spread peace, love in you. That's what Canada's great for. That's right. Let's make Canada great again. Ugh. Okay, so where's everyone at? And then this guy's like, we need to get them some fuel. Apparently, they're cutting off fuel supplies to the Ottawa convoy. Police apparently going to be charging anybody that tries to supply the trucks with fuel. Ottawa Police just announced that no food or fuel to be delivered, starting to lay charges. So before we go further, is that true? Let's check out the CBC. Oh, they are targeting their fuel supply. That's interesting. So City of Ottawa declared a state of emergency, response to ongoing protests. In a statement, the sense that it reflects serious danger. Early afternoon, Ottawa Police announced that they would ramp up enforcement, handing out tickets, and announced that anyone looking to bring material aid, such as fuel, would be arrested. You know what? Sick. Like, awesome. That's fucking... It's great to see them actually doing something for a change. Like, I guess good job, guys. Finally, it only took you letting the city actually become completely under siege before you got off your asses and did something. But, you know, Kermit, that's none of my business gif here. All right. Let's dive in. I think we're almost done. We're getting close. Yeah, this is literally like, this is the end of the chat, and then we're gonna dive into maybe like a technical demonstration. And if chat wants to dive into anything else, or go to any other resources, or have any other conversations on a similar tangent, feel free to suggest it here. So, and then it's blah blah blah, what a joke. And then Steve just blocked a bunch of people. And so at this point, I'm pretty sure that although there's 272 people on the actual channel, I don't think anyone can post. I'm not going to try and post because, like, I'm really trying to lay under the radar. I don't really want people to notice me if I can avoid it. Again, I think I can click on, can I go to my, where's my profile? Oh, here we go. That's great. I'm Tarn Krasny. It's my, that's me. Tarn. Let me get off the screen. That's fucking abrasive. I'm sorry, guys. Anyway, okay. So that, for the most part, is the Freedumb Convoy chat. It has been incredibly interesting. It's been very informative in terms of how they really tried to keep their messaging super consistent in the sense that this is about peace and love and freedom. they had very fuzzy boundaries about what they were actually trying to achieve. And it seemed that under a moderate amount of resistance, they gave up. Like, I wouldn't say it was a little resistance because that was quite the coordinated police effort. There was like a lot of resources deployed out. I think at one point the cops actually had to disperse the crowd. We can probably look at that really quickly. This is cute. Would have been. Oh wow, some crazy shit going on still down there. I swear there was a anyway, I can try and find it later. You know what? Candor, thanks for joining and saying hello. It is. And I mean, you know what's interesting about making that point is, so I think if you look at all protest movements across the globe, right? Whether it was, and not even like protest, but maybe I would say even resistance movements. So if you're talking about indigenous resistance, like the Maori in New Zealand, I remember when I visited New Zealand, not only was there like a there was a lot of like Maori culture in sort of just like the everyday vernacular. And I'm not saying that they necessarily have like they've treated their indigenous people well, but I remember one of the things that they like said about when the British came to New Zealand, they would try and use, you know, their cannonballs and stuff to just like blow the Maori away, but they would basically dig into these hillsides where cannonballs were like completely ineffective, right? So they found a strategy in order to resist this incredibly powerful imperialistic force, right? If you look at protests in like South Africa, in South America, in North America, like a lot of the same sort of tactics in resistance movements and protest movements are all ubiquitous, right? And so when you look at places like the Occupy movement, or whether it's the far right Patriot Front movements, Charlottesville, like there's a lot of those same similar tactics in the terms of like not having a lot of clear direction. Like I know my brother, who's really heavy into political science, has gone to some like interesting political movements in the city of Toronto. Like, and one thing he would talk about is how, like, you know, you go to this sort of political rally, and there's all these tents. There's the Marxists, and there's the communists, but then there's this type of communist, and then that type of communist, and then that, and none of them can all agree on a version of communism, and all of them hate each other and talk shit about each other. So I'm really like, I'm paraphrasing, not being super hyperbolic, but you find a lot of that infighting in political movements, because political movements are about power structures, and you know, it's about maintaining those power structures, and those groups are all sort of fighting for their own little piece of the pie, right? So yeah, I think like you're gonna see an enormous number of similarities, if you will, between different political movements, such as like Occupy and this. What these guys like, so what I will say though about Occupy is, as annoying as some of their tactics were, something they were really good about was having a unified voice. Maybe their message wasn't super unified, you know what I mean? But like, they had this tactic of mic blasting each other. So they would be like, I say something, and then the entire crowd shouts it and repeats it, right? So this is something that like unifies their messaging. It shows that they're all together, you know, in sort of their thought processes, et cetera, et cetera. So it's a very like, there's a lot of like really interesting and effective ways that you can communicate as a protest group, right? Or that you can have internal deliberations on things like tactics, things like strategy. My sister was heavily involved in the anti-Iraq war movement in Canada. When she lived in Hamilton, her and her friends organized, we're talking protests of like thousands of people, right? I know this is way too free. I know it's a little too commie. But you know, like they organized and had actions where they would march in the streets and they would say like, we don't want, you know, we don't want the U.S. going to war, but we definitely sure as hell don't want Canada having any part of it, you know. And again, just seeing how like how good they were at communicating their message. And this was like not like pre-internet, but the internet was fairly new. So a lot of this stuff was maybe done over email, but even then, like they didn't trust a lot of that shit. They're just like, oh, we think this is all bugged and rigged. So, you know, they still use like traditional communication techniques like letter writing and phone calls and faxing and stuff like that. Anyway. Yeah, so there's a ubiquity between all these different political movements, and you see some of that definitely in the Freedom Convoy. What shocks me though is a lack of organization. You know, like for people who like seemed like truckers, right? A lot of these guys work in the logistics and supply chain. You'd think that they would understand things like logistics and supply chain. So when they go to Ottawa, like, why are they running out of fuel? Why don't they have food? Why don't they have water? Why don't they have a place to shit? You know, it shows a serious lack of just like any understanding of how people run large scale protests, and they've been done hundreds of times before by hundreds of different political movements, and there's so many like lessons to be learned from them, right? So guys, while I need to get off this rant because I'm gonna lose you guys all very quickly talking like an asshole about political movements, I thought it'd be an interesting way to segue though into talking a little bit about like operational security, right? And so when you're someone who's working, you know, if you want to participate in, or you want to, like, let's say, go into a chat like this and participate, like why it's important not to use things like your usernames that can be tracked back to you. Also, my camera is going to overheat here, so I'm going to turn it off for a couple seconds, which is helpful because no one wants to see my face anyway, and we're going to look at a more functional demonstration of what I'm chatting about here, so give me one sec. We're going to use Kali Linux and this fun little tutorial to go through how we can use this tool called Sherlock to look up usernames. And we're not going to do this on anyone in the Freedom Convoy. I'm not going to do that live. I'm not going to do that to them or you guys. But what I am interested to show you is I'm going to do it to myself. I'm going to out myself on a couple of websites here just for funsies. And really the lesson here is to just see how easy it is sometimes for people to collect information on you just using a tiny piece of data. So to do this, we're going to watch this demonstration by the guy who put this together. It's a pretty great little video, and I think it will be, like I said, just an excellent demonstration of what to watch out for when you're...
During an OSINT investigation, discovering a person's screen name can lead to a lot of information. Today, we'll check out a tool called Sherlock that hunts down user accounts across a vast variety of websites. On this episode of Cyber Weapons Lab.
Oops, sorry. I don't know what happened there. Ah!
That can also be used to generate...
Jesus. Sorry, it's...
Then, we're ready to begin. To get started with Sherlock, you can navigate to the GitHub page here at github.com/sherlockproject/Sherlock. If you scroll down, you can see the documentation is pretty straightforward, and we'll just need to clone the GitHub repository, cd into the directory, and then do a pip3 install of requirements.txt. So let's go ahead and first do the git clone, and in my case it already exists, and then we'll cd
that's
into
why.
Sherlock to clone the GitHub repository, cd into the directory, and then do a pip3.
Perfect. Okay. So first things first, we're going to get it. So one of the things that's actually interesting about Linux that I learned recently is downloading things from GitHub. Like, it's not like a traditional, like, oh, I click here and I download a file. You actually just go into the terminal and say, hey, like, reach out to this website and just grab this, which it does for me, which is very sick. Once I do that, I should be able to CD to Sherlock. And from there, I should be able to run the Python install. So I'm going to paste here. Oh, why does... No module named pip. Import here, no module named pip. Upgrade your pip version. Okay. Import pip. Install. Okay. This is. Oh. I'm missing pip, that's why. Install pip Kali. How to install pip in Kali Linux. Okay. Here we go. 6. Okay. So sudo apt update. Sick. Working. And then from here, okay, once that's updated, we should be able to sudo apt install python 3 pip. Perfect, yes. Okay, so this is going to install the package thing. I remember I ran into this last time. I should have been prepared for it. So once I've done that, then I can do this pip here. Okay. Paste clipboard. Cool. Awesome. Now we can run Sherlock. So we're going to go back to the video.
Install of requirements.txt. So let's go ahead and first do the git clone, and in my case it already exists, and then we'll cd into Sherlock, and then ls, and we can see all requirements.txt.
Whoops.
And we can go ahead and run this, and it should go ahead and install all the libraries that are required for all the various websites.
Wait, what did he run?
Requirements.txt, and we can go ahead and run this.
Oh, yeah, I
and
did
it
that.
should go ahead and install all the libraries that are required for all the various websites that Sherlock will be reaching out to in order to see whether or not a user account exists. So here you can see the general usage is Python 3 Sherlock.py, and then just the username that we're looking for. And we can do some more interesting things like do it through Tor, or maybe output to the JSON file, but for now we're going to be pretty straightforward and just going after a couple examples as though we were doing an OSINT investigation, and to start turning over some clues and seeing what we can learn. Alright, so let's get started, and now that we are in the folder and we also have Sherlock installed, we can go ahead and run from our example Python 3 Sherlock.py, and then we just insert a username. So who are we going to look up first? Alright, so I did a little bit of thinking, and based on some feedback from our production assistant, we're going to go first with Neil Breen. Neil Breen is a
I love
visionary,
this.
some say legendary producer of videos that have been a great inspiration to our production assistant, Nick. So we're going to go ahead and run it first and see what kind of information we can pull up on Neil Breen. So Sherlock will go ahead and go to all these different, some of these are Crunchyroll, they're all of these social media and other sorts of websites that have accounts, and it will check to see whether or not a user account exists that matches exactly the one that you've input. Now typically somebody will have a favorite screening that they use all over the internet, so this tool is particularly effective at gathering all these into one place so that we can check them out one by one and see if there's any clues that could help us better identify who this person is. So we can already see that there's some information that might not be authentic to this person. I am led to understand that this person is popular on the internet, so this 9gag account is probably not them. But if we go back to some other stuff that's a little bit older, we can begin to find some things that could be helpful in understanding this person. So let's go ahead and check out, this is an older gentleman, so maybe eBay might be a good place to start. Now, taking this URL, let's go ahead and navigate to one that we found while the scan completes, and we'll see whether or not we can find some useful information. Here we can see this account was created in 2014, and I guess this guy got more popular last year, so this is probably authentic. And we can see some reviews of products that this person looks like they've bought. Now, if we scroll down, we can see Neil Breen likes cat food, he likes this wig, he does not like this.
So, the point of the experiment, right, instantly gives me a whole bunch of information on where you might actually find this username. So by having something like your username, I can start to find other vectors of information on you, like your Starset account or Tenor or something else. So there are tons of tools like this that are out and available to people. Anyway, guys, that was a fun little functional demonstration, and I think we had ourselves a pretty good little, quick little stream, guy. That was about 3 hours. It's longer than I expected, to be honest with you. For now, I think we're going to take a little break. I need to get some dinner. We will be back a bit later, maybe with some more video game content, less political content. But super fun having you guys around. I really appreciate those of you who came in, said hey, stuck around. Means a lot to me. Really enjoy doing these fucking weird little deep dives, and who knows, maybe if this is the type of content that people really like to see, we need to start doing some more interesting infiltrations of groups and communities like this, and talk about some of the insights that we can gain and how we can have better conversations with people that aren't so insane and polarizing. Anyway, for now, that's it for me. Thank you guys for coming out. I really appreciate it. As always, I am the son of Moog. Not the son of Moog, I rebranded. I'm the Serious Rollerblader now. Sorry, I was thinking about my username before. I am the Serious Rollerblader. I'm the one who rollerblades. And I'm going to leave you guys with a little tune here from my good friend Rob Jansen. Made it for the channel. Thanks for coming out, guys. Keep looking at the stars.